Hi traders, I'm Mike Hamilton and it's time to look at the charts for the weekend. It's 8:30 in the evening UK time and 3:20 in the afternoon Eastern time. So what I want to do is I want to look at the general indicators for appetite for risk in this market first before I dive into my analysis, so you can see where my analysis has come from. This is the Nikkei with the weekly on the left and the daily on the right. I am short-term bearish on this market, and I'll just explain why. Because this Nikkei has had a down move from 14,800 to just above 14,000. It pulled back to the big magic number of 14.5, and here we are closing underneath the 50 EMA at 14,200. And you can see, so we have a big red bar 2 weeks back, and we sold at resistance levels, but finished just inside the bar. So this is why I spent a long time on my analysis tonight, because there are some conflicting messages in here. That's why I'm saying I'm short-term bearish. But I think if this Nikkei gets below 14,000, that could drop quite hard, quite fast. You can see this channel area here. Let me mark it out. Got this. We've been in this kind of flag. So for a bull flag for me, this we have to sit above this 14,500 mark. So we're just narrowly underneath it by a few hundred points. If we just come out of this level here, you can see we're right mid-channel. Here's the main channel, and we are just under the mid channel. There's a reversal bar under this 14,500, so I think we could drop here, and who knows, even come and test the 13,000 level. If things get really serious, we could come out under here and then right back to this support level. This bull market for the yen is a year old now. This down here we were looking at November this time last year, November this year, when we burst out of this level here. So there's the wedge, and then we bust up. And so far, every time we get bounce up, we sell. Okay, so we're coming out of that. This is what concerns me. Now, if you have a lot of long positions in stocks, UK stocks, US stocks, do not panic. All I would say to you is do not panic, but manage your positions. Okay, so don't start closing everything, don't start running for the door, just manage your positions and think very, very carefully about your stops. If you've got charts that are showing reversal patterns, you might want to just get out. You might want to close them if they are showing reversal patterns. If they are just consolidating, then manage your stop and sit tight. But don't, just because I'm short-term bearish, do not get out of your positions. Don't jettison your positions. Just think very carefully about your portfolio. Okay, now that's Nikkei. Let's look at the Dow. Same time frames, weekly on the left, daily on the right. You can see this has been a huge area of resistance, but on Friday was a green bar. So we had 2 days of selling after the Fed day, and we are holding this level. We've got non-farm payroll this week. We've got Aussie rates, UK rates, and UK service indicators. So the reason why I'm struggling to be very confident about this market is the trend of the market is the way in which we closed on Friday. Big level of support here at 15,500, but we held up on Friday. But this, there's a reversal bar, there's a pin bar in the weekly chart, piercing that high. Monthly chart is good. There are 2 solid months of buying here. So it's proving to be tough, but I'm just very nervous about the way this RSI was divergent at the highs. The stochastics are coming off, the Nikkei is coming off. So there are signs of weakness, and I do think this market is not happy. And I think what we're suffering here, we're suffering the after effects of the US shutdown. Okay, so let's just look at the S&P and there's the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq's been on a tear to the upside. Now the Nasdaq's got a reversal bar, and this is a very, very weak area up here, and the very bullish charts on the stocks have been coming off, which is reflected in that chart there. If we look at the S&Ps, 2 days of selling, we're just coming underneath this trend line here, and the bottom of that channel is at least 17,500, and the main support is 1725. The 50, you see, we're miles away from the 50 EMA. I just think it's way time these markets pull back, and I think we could see some profit taking. Okay, so Forex. I am seeing a strong CAD, a weak Aussie dollar. CAD came in with good GDP results, and at the moment I'm still seeing a weak yen. I'm seeing a strong dollar. So the question is the yen going to follow the dollar? And here's one of the best yen pair charts. This is the euro yen. Massive move up to 135, and 2 days of selling. So we're underneath this trend line here. It's a reversal bar last week, but we ran up into the highs. Reversal bar 2 weeks back with a big topping tail. We're closed underneath it with main support down there at 132. We're currently 133. So we just, this is a big move up. We come down to the 50 EMA. I just think we could, any move up here to 134, and I think we could roll over. Okay, so what you might want to do is just wait until we get Monday out of the way, and then see if we get any reversal bars at that level there. And that level there is the monthly pivot at 133.40. So that's the area that I am looking at tomorrow for the euro yen. The pound yen is less clear. The euro is weaker than the pound. But equally, again, decent move up into 160. The second week of selling is slightly lower than last week's selling bar. And I just think to come down to 155, 156 still keeps us in this upward tube. So, but I do think it's a nice low close on Friday. So I'm looking to short 157.50 to see if we can get down to at least 155. The risk reward ratio on this is good because you can go 2 bars back at 158, just above 158, 158.25. The risk reward ratio is good. We are in an apex. We are actually holding this trend line. But I would like to get short. I think we're at least going to retest 156 is a massive area of support. I just think we've got a spinning top in the monthly. Look at your monthly charts and you'll see what I mean. So I'm looking for strength in the yen because we've already seen a lot of strength in the dollar. This is the US dollar Swissy. Massive move up from 89 area up to 90. We've got a trend line coming across the top. Look at this weekly bar. Huge engulfing bar. Engulfed 2 weeks of trading. So any pullback to 90.45 is a buy. In fact, I would even buy just under 91 there. And it's a hammer-like bar in the monthly and a very dominating engulfing bar in the weekly. US dollar CAD's not as good. You have a look at it yourself because I'm going to skip that. The other chart I like is I'm seeing so much strength in the CAD. I'm going to be a buyer of this this CAD Swissy. I'm going to look for a good pullback to at least 87.20. And may even only get 87.50 to see if we can come up to 88 and push the upside. So on the weekly, 91 is the 50 EMA. So obviously 90 is going to be a big area of resistance, but I think that chart is good. The other charts with the Aussie US is obviously weak for the overall strength of the dollar. It's sitting on the 50 EMA. So this is potentially a failure of the 50 EMA. So we shuffle sideways with the US Aussie rates on Tuesday. We shuffle sideways and meet this trend line. We could just pop back up. But with the strength in the dollar, the lower closes, 2 weeks of selling in the Aussie US, I think this could just roll over. So I'm just sitting tight on that and letting the rates get out of the way. Euro, Aussie dollar, don't worry, I'll sum all this up in a minute. Euro, Aussie dollar is a short at 143.20, and the pound Aussie dollar is also equally looking. This is even more interesting. We've had a big run in this Aussie dollar. So let me get rid of that bar. So you can see on this Aussie dollar, massive support at the lows here, but if we break that, it could come all the way down to 160 on that. Reversal bar up here, so that we've sold off. It's a decent move up. Keep moving up, but then we just couldn't get above this 175 area here. And again, if that starts falling out of that, I would expect that to come down and meet this 50 and 200. That's why I like this chart so much. I like the 50 and 200 on the weekly. And let's just go back to the Euro Aussie as well. Oops, let me get rid of that. And the Euro Aussie obviously have the same. The Euro, the Aussie, and the pound will be pretty similar. The Euro is just slightly weaker. So at 135 would be a great opportunity to get long this. The 50% is up there at 136. I think that's a reversal bar under the 76.8% fibs, and I think we're at least coming down to 140. I think we'll come all the way down to that level there. Okay, so I like that very much. So to summarize, my favorite charts are the US dollar Swissy. I think the Euro Yen is good for a short, and the Euro Aussie dollar. And the CAD Swissy is good for the long side. Okay, so that's my main charts. And now I'm going to take a quick look at the stocks. So I will finish the video here and do a separate stock video. Alright, enjoy the rest of your weekend, not much left of it, for us, certainly in the UK and Europe. And I will look forward to seeing the room. So the room is going to be very active this week, starting on the US Open on Monday, and then on the Euro sessions and the US sessions for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as well. Alright, I will see